Hi, team. Hold on. Hi, team. Welcome back. We're finally back, you guys. I mean, I feel horrible. It's been a while since we've done podcast. I've been vlogging. I've just been like enjoying vlogging, but I've been wanting to do the podcast forever, like literally since the last episode, but there's just been a million and one things that it's not even like it's just like reasons that I can't do it because like things aren't working or whatever it is. It's really annoying, but I'm just going old fashioned today. Mostly because I've been wanting to like update things and I've like figured out a lot of things that I need in order to do those updates and it's just not in the cards right now, but I'm just like I just need to keep doing it and like once I am able to update, then I will. But I don't want to like just stop. You get my drift. So I never did an end of the year episode, which I wanted to do. Um, and yeah, now it's 2026. We're like mid January. But I think I'm still gonna go through like some highlights from last year that I just found when I was looking through my photos and stuff like that. So I want to go through some highlights. And then I feel like I have like a few things that I'd like to speak about. I don't think I'm in focus, and I don't think I'm gonna be in focus the whole time, if y'all don't mind. So yeah, I'm really glad to be back. It's 2026. I've said that 3 times. Yeah, maybe I'll also talk about some of my goals for this year as well. And we'll get into it all. This week, it's been boring. I got back to the city on the 5th. Today is the 14th, I think. Oh no, I got back on the 4th. But yeah, I started my new job like on my own. It's actually been good. It's been like really good. So I'm glad. I feel good about it. And there's not much to report on that, honestly. I've just been working. None of my friends are in the city. They're not going to be here for like 2 more weeks. So it's just me and the trees. It's been a lot of sitting in this exact spot, watching TV. I did get rid of a lot of clothes, which is good. Here's a PSA to my friends. When you get back to the city, I would love if you guys could look through my clothes before I donate them. Because I much prefer to give my clothes to my friends if they want them. And that's really it. I feel like next week is going to be the same. Just working. There's nothing really crazy coming up in the very soon future. So, yeah, that's my exciting update. The holidays were good. I feel like I went home for a good amount of time. Usually I'm home for like 5 weeks and it's like, it's not, it's a little much, but I was home for like 2 weeks this year. So I feel good about it. I feel like that was a good amount of time and I'm like glad to be back. Okay. All right. So let's start with some highlights from 2025. I definitely don't have all of them in here. I feel like I was going through everything from like the beginning of the year till like kind of middle of the year, and then I like had to stop, and then I kind of just for the rest of the year like said things that came to mind. There's definitely things that I'm not even thinking about, shit like that, but that's fine. So, okay, first highlight was going to a cabin in this was last January with my friends. Oh my god, what are those called? Like getaway cabins. It was something that me and my friends from school, when we went to the Drew Barrymore show, we won it, so it was lit. And that was a really good start to last year. I think about going to that cabin all the time. I love a cabin. I really do. It was just really nice. Ugh. We made our vision boards. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just love like being secluded and just like sitting in a cabin when there's snow outside. So it was lovely. And then another thing I did this year, these are kind of random. They're not, some of them are specific memories, some of them are just like things that happened. The next thing I wrote was that I got myself 3 jobs this year, which I'm really proud of because I think that was something like in 2024 I was, oh, I don't know. I just always, not always, but I think since like moving here and being around like in such a work like grind environment, and I feel like everyone here, not everyone, but it's like there's so many people here that are like extremely talented and like obsessed with work, and I'm just not like an obsessed with work type of person, really. Um but whatever. I just think I was kind of like insecure and really like worried about getting like being able to get not being well, yeah, like getting jobs, honestly. I just felt like I like wasn't qualified and I didn't have the personality and like all these things. But then I kind of just like made a commitment to myself last year and was just like, I'm just gonna just apply, like force myself to go to interviews, just talk to people, get experience. Some of the interviews were so painful and bad. But that's just how I learned, and now like I'm so much more comfortable. It's not something that comes natural to me, so it's something I really had to work on, and I'm still not like an expert, but I think it's really more of like a mindset thing for me. It's just like if I go into these opportunities with the mindset that like I am good enough, I can get this, I will get this, I'm qualified, I'm not dumb, like I can do it. And I'm really proud of myself that I got three different jobs throughout the year. I'm really proud of that, and it helped me be able to like make money, save more money, which is something I'm really glad about. Cuz money has also always been like a huge point of stress for me, but yeah, it's just nice. I feel like it builds a lot of like trust and confidence in myself when I've been able to like be more self-sufficient. So, that was good for me. Um, Reading Everything I Know About Love was a highlight of my year. I wish that I could read that book for the first time again. I think it took me like literally like 3 or 4 months to read it because I'm just like the slowest. Like I just will read something and then like a week later pick it back up and then wait a while and then blah blah blah. But then once I hit a certain point in the book, I could not put it down. Um, so I did that like from like I don't even know, mostly like January to March, I think I read it, and it was just like I needed it so bad at the time, and like still do, but I feel like just with like things that were happening in my life and just the place that I was in mentally, not that it was even like a bad time, but it was just like I think because it was also January and I was like really in this like transformative mindset. Um I don't know, it was just really good. I love that book and I took like so much away from it. It was like yeah, I don't know. I loved it. That was a highlight of the year. Another highlight, jumping to the very end of the year, was I had like an accomplishment night with my friends, and that was really fun. It was like really needed. It was really nice. We all got a cake. Well, we didn't all get a cake. We got a cake. And then we all wrote down like our accomplishments of the year and then like something or a few things that we wanted to achieve this year. And then we like went in a circle and talked about it, put it in the cake, and then we played We're Not Really Strangers. Like it was just a really like I just especially after finals, and I think like the end of the year in general is like so busy for everyone that it can be like just hard to like get your friends together, and I just hate when I start to feel like so distant and like disconnected from my friends just cuz we're all busy. It's just it was just really nice. I like really needed it. I needed a girls' night where I was just like, wait, we're all still like this, right? So it was a good reminder. Loved that. Highlight. Oh, I also feel like last year I finally started like having fun, which is amazing. I feel like 2 years before that, like my first, wait, last year, 2025. Yeah, honestly, like the few years before that of like my college experience, I just it's not that I like never had fun and I was in prison, but it was like I don't know what it was. It's weird because I feel like it when I talk about it, it seems like I was like I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't really like going through something, but I think in a way I was and just like didn't realize it. I don't know. I just had such a hard time like letting loose. Like I was just kind of like worried about some things and also just felt like I couldn't have fun for some reason. Like I don't know. I really don't know what it was and like it's hard to even like put myself back in that mindset. But I don't know. I never like was like a college student and like went out and had fun and just like let myself like I don't know, like enjoy things and like not like worried about like being perfect or like I don't know. So I feel like last year I started having fun and going out and feel like I'm actually in my 20s, which is good. It was really good for me. I feel like I mean, it wasn't always fun and I'm not like the biggest I do like to go out, but I have like specific ways and things that I like to go out, but I feel like that was part of like it's just like learning what your vibe is. Um but I think it's like good for socialization. It's like good for my friendships for me to like get out and socialize and like meet friends of friends and just enjoy myself. So that was good. That was definitely like a big change that I think was good for me and it was really needed. Okay, I have like few other things. I feel like they're like more deep. Let me see. Okay, well, before we get to that, another highlight was having my friends come to the city for my birthday. That was really, really, really fun. And I'm so, like, grateful to my friends for doing that because I know it's not. Oh my God, I'm in pain. I've been sitting, like, literally 24 hours a day. Because I know it's not easy to, like, get everyone together to spend the money to do, like, the flights and the trains. And, like, it's a lot just for like my birthday, but I'm really appreciative that my friends did that and it was definitely a highlight of my year to be with them and like just get to experience my 21st birthday with them. Having Mo and Leah stay after was like genuinely one of the most fun few days ever. Like I just loved having them here and then it like made me like sick to my stomach like why don't we live together type of thing. Um but it was really fun like just getting to explore the city with them and like go to museums. We went to Charlie which was like actually some of the most fun I've ever had in my life. I love that concert was everything. I wish that I went like 600 times. And next time she goes on tour, I will be there every single night at every single location. That was a big highlight. I feel like it was just I love my friendship with Leah and Mo. Like it's so important to me and I feel like I don't know, our friendship is so weird because we like got like the three of us got close like towards the end of our senior year, I feel like, and it was just like maybe like 6 months that we got to spend like so much time together, which was so fun and like I'm so glad that that happened that I got to have like literally any morsel of high school that wasn't like the darkest day of my life. Like I'm just so glad that happened, but it's weird cuz it's like we got to be like close and like together all the time for like 6 months and then we all like moved to different states for the longest time and like we've just been doing our friendship like that for years now and it's so weird to think about that because it's like before that like a lot of my other friends from home like moved away a long time ago and we really never see each other. I love them to death, but like when I think about who I see when I go home, whatever. Before that though, that's what I'm saying, like my other friends from home I knew for years before, like I just knew them for years, but most of them were older than me. So I like I don't know. It's just and then like my other friends I met here and like we're together here. But with Leah and Mo, it's just like we had that small period of time at home, and then we've just been long distance friends now for like 4 years, which is really crazy. But I feel like it just speaks to like how like I love our friendship and like how much effort we all put into our friendship, because like realistically, if you were only friends for someone with someone for a couple of months and then you all moved away, like who's to say if you would still be friends? But like they're genuinely like some of my most important friends. And I don't know why I'm going on a tangent about Leah and Mo, but just the fact like when we do get to see each other, I just love it. Like I love spending time with them. And another highlight that I had on here was when me and Leah went to visit Mo at her house. That was so fun. And that was for Mo's birthday. And we just had so much fun. They're just those friends to me that are so easy to be around, and that are like, I feel like energized when I'm around them. Like I don't have to like think, and we can all just like sit and stare, or we can just do anything. It doesn't have to be like, I don't know. I feel like it's just so easy to be friends with them, and I just value that friendship so much. And the little times throughout the year when we are all together are really fun to me. And another time we were just together was for New Year's, which was lovely. And then over break, Leah also took us to Bellaterra Winery, and we like went to a little igloo, which was in my vlog. But that was really fun, and that was very sweet of Leah to do. Um, but yeah, I just like cherish the times that I get to spend with them. I feel like they're like my friends that just always like ground me, and like they're I just value them so much because they know me. Just I don't know, like they just know me for who I am. Like I don't know, at home and in school, like it's so hard to like portray who that is to anyone else, because I'm not necessarily like I am still that person, but in a lot of ways I'm not. So it's like hard to portray that to people, but it's just nice to have people in your life that like just know you. Yeah. So love them to death. Um yeah, another highlight was starting the podcast. I'm actually like this like doing the podcast, doing the vlogs, just doing anything like on YouTube is like my favorite thing in the world. I was like FaceTiming Sky last night, and we were just talking about like just I don't know, like our plans for the future, and like I don't know, we both like do obviously Sky like is like an actual influencer, but like I mean I also my issue is like I don't tell people about the podcast, and that's something we were talking about. Like I need to tell people about it and like really like kind of get going on that. I'll skip ahead a little bit. One of my goals this year is to not have social media at all. Obviously YouTube is the exception, but like any other social media is a no. But in a way, I almost feel like that will help me like with telling people, because it's like I kind of just like want to go and like post a story really quick and be like, "Hey, I got a podcast," and link it, and then like log out and be like, "Boom, done." Which I know it's not like that's all you have to do to promote your podcast. Like it's a very like you have to continue to do it, but I think even just like telling people like, "Hey, like I have a YouTube channel," or like follow this like my podcast Instagram, because I will at least like log in on there and just like post whenever I'm gonna upload a video. I wasn't sure how I was gonna go about that, but I don't know. I was just like, I think it's fine for me to just like log in for 2 seconds and be like, "Hey, I posted a video," and then log out. But I think what I'm saying is I think like if anything, being offline will help me just like tell people, put it out there, and then like log out. And I don't think that anyone's gonna like send me hate comments like at this point, but like just not having to constantly be like, "Is anyone liking it? Is anyone following the account?" Like just tell people and then keep doing it, because that's really like all I want to do. I just like want to do the podcast and whatever. Everything else is like whatever, but that was a big highlight of my year, and it's a really like it is a big accomplishment for me, because I am like one of those kids that grew up on the internet that like my secret dream job was always to like be a YouTuber, and I don't care, like I want to be a YouTuber, like that's literally like what I've always wanted. If you know anything about me, you know like I'm obsessed with YouTube. It's the only thing I watch. I'm obsessed with podcasts. I just love like long form content. I love long vlogs. I love it's just I don't know, it's comforting to me, and I feel like so many people that I watch and have watched for like 10 plus years like literally played a big part in like raising me and like making me the person that I am today. And I don't know, it's one thing that I feel just, I wouldn't even say, like, yes, I feel more confident about doing this than other things. But I also think that this is a skill. And, like, then when I actually sit down, I feel more confident almost about vlogging because it's a lot more like my friends are in it and I can just vlog what's exciting. But I think with the podcast, it's like, it's a skill, but that's why I want to keep growing it. But I feel more confident in the fact that I can actually be good at this, whatever that means, or actually get people to be interested in this more than like really anything else. And more than that, it's like just what I'm passionate about. Like, I've always been someone who, like, I just never knew what I wanted growing up. Like, what I want to do, I don't know. And I think that's normal. Like, you're a literal child, and like the only thing that I ever wanted was to like do this. And I think I never, I mean, genuinely, like, since I was on the internet, I always wanted to, like, do content and upload stuff. But I was like, I genuinely would, like, say, like, I will never do that. Like, that's so embarrassing. It's humiliating. Like, imagine, like, people seeing this. Like, I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care now. And I feel like that's what I'm really proud of is just, like, clearly I do still have, like, an ounce of that because I'm like not being like super super public about it, but it's not, I mean, I don't know, I guess I would be lying if I said it's not out of embarrassment, but I'm not like embarrassed of the podcast at all. I think it's more just like it does feel so vulnerable to me, and I something especially when I lived at home, like once I got older I was like obsessed with like no one with like people not knowing anything about me, because when I was younger I was like oversharer of the year. Like, I would like share things online and with people that are like, that's like actually insane. And then I regretted that, and I like saw kind of like the way that people, especially like kids and teenagers at the time, like took that information. And so then I became obsessed with like people not knowing anything about me. And I really kind of did that. I feel like my like last few years of high school, I just like didn't tell people anything. Um, and that's not like, it wasn't because I don't know. It was more of like a self like defense thing. And I think I'm like, I don't know, my true nature is to be more of like an open book person. I like to share my feelings. I like to share my thoughts about things. I think that's why I was doing it when I was so young anyway, but I just didn't, there was no boundaries. I didn't know where to draw the line, and like I was a kid and it happens and it's whatever, but I think like I just kind of was like on both ends of the spectrum, and now it's weird to be like, I definitely am like more open on the internet in general now, just because like I don't live at home anymore. I don't really care like what people at home like do with that information anymore. It's not like I have like, I don't know, I just don't care, but it is like a big step I feel like for me to like just be like tell people about this, and like it's really a lot of information I feel like. And I feel like I try not to be like too extremely specific about like people or things like that. I'll be specific about myself and what I'm comfortable with. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm still like figuring out like exactly how to say things, but I think that's kind of like a forever journey. Um what I'm trying to say is I think it would still be a huge change for me to just like tell people about this and give so many people access to this. Like, I obviously told like my closest friends and people that I trust, and even like people that I don't really know that are like friends of friends. I was like, "Hey, you can tell them." Like, I don't even like that. I'm like, "Hey, like I don't that doesn't bother me because I'm just like I love them to death, but I don't know them at all." So, I don't know. That doesn't bother me. Like, honestly, people that I don't know engaging with stuff that I post online, I'm just like, hey, whatever. I don't really care. But I've just always been the type of person that, like, strangers and their opinions and their things, like, really, that doesn't bother me. But, like, people that I do know, it does for some reason. Not as much anymore, but it's always been, like, harder for me to, like, be open with people that I know. TBH. Diagnose me in the comments. So that was a long tangent about, like, just starting the podcast, but yeah, I mean, that was a big accomplishment for me, and I am really proud of myself for doing it in any capacity, because it was always, like, really, really important to me, and I am just excited about it. I feel excited. I honestly love editing. Like, I love to do the podcast and do the vlogs, but and then, like, sometimes I'll push off editing. I do think editing the podcast is a little more, like, difficult for many reasons. We don't have to get into it, but the vlogs, it's like I just obviously use the audio from, like, my phone or whatever I recorded on. Um but regardless, like, it's just fun to edit. I feel like every time I edit, I, like, get more ideas, or I figure out, like, some new thing that I can use, and it's fun, and I'm like, that's how I know that I'm like, oh, I'm actually passionate about this. Like, I really like this. I really want to, like, show people this, or I really like, even if it's, I feel like sometimes it feels so weird to talk about the stuff that I upload in that sense, because most of it is like it's not like I'm saying things that are, like, earth-shattering, like, but it's just more of, like, a self-expression thing, even if it's not me doing, like, what's it called, like, some, like, dance piece or something. What is that called? Oh my god, whatever. Even if it's not me doing, like, an artistic dance piece, it's like, it's still, like, me, like I said, like, being vulnerable and just, like, showing, like, I don't know, just parts of myself that I really only show to, like, people that I'm with all the time. Um and I don't know, I think it's because, like, people, like I said, the people that I looked up to so much and watched on the internet, like, they made me want to do that too, because truly, like, I don't care if, like, this sounds crazy and, like, whatever, like, being able to, like, watch those people and have that outlet growing up and still, like, has helped me so much, like, so many times in my life where I don't know, I just felt like I didn't have the people around me, or, like, the resources around me to understand how I was feeling or what I was going through or whatever. And then, like, being able to, like, go online and just, like, listen to someone talk or hear someone say, like, that they were experiencing something that I was, or even just, like, make me realize, like, something that I might be feeling, and I'm like, oh, like, that, even especially when I was really young, just hearing people online talk about, like, their mental health, like, I didn't even, like, know what that was really. And then when I started to, like, have, like, struggles of my own, like, I was able to reference, like, what, like, YouTubers were telling me. And I know, like, that probably sounds like, ooh, but, and I think obviously there was a time where it was not good for me, not, like, that stuff, but the way I was engaging with content was, like, not good, because whatever, we don't have to get into all that, but, like, of course there has to be boundaries, and you have to understand, like, what's real and what's not. But just, like, general things of hearing people talk about mental health or whatever, it was, like, so helpful to me growing up, and it made me feel like there's like, at least a little portion of me that knows, like, I'm not crazy. um and so I don't know, it just makes me want to share things online, even if it's not, like, anything serious. It's just, I feel like content, even things that aren't serious, just people, like, day in the life, or, like, vlogging, like, a fun experience they had, like, it's so comforting to me, and I love it, and I want to do that. So cheers. I also, moving on to another highlight, I went to I went to two music festivals this year. I'd never been to a music festival before, so those were highlights. I went to Gov Ball in the beginning of June, saw a bunch of people. It was definitely an experience. It taught me about music festivals. And I liked it. There was good, there was bad, there was ugly. Like, we laughed, we cried. But it was fun, and I'm going again this year, so cheers. It's definitely, like, woo, it's like, It's like, yeah. But it is fun, and I love music, and I think, like, I don't know, I think, like, going into it this year, I'll have, like, even more of an idea of, like, what I need and what to do and all this stuff. But yeah, it was still fun. It was a good experience. It was really exciting. Yeah. And I also went to All Things Go, which I think that was in September. And that was actually really fun. I really like the setup of All Things Go. I like that it's all on one stage and you like have the option to see every artist if you want to. Love that they have seats. However, me and Sky were also talking about this yesterday. There's like a few like smaller sections that are actual like chairs and then the rest of it is bleachers. And on the first day we went kind of early because Sky wanted to see like one of the earlier performers, and then we were like moved over to the chairs because there was still some left, and that was definitely the best day. This like I feel like comfort and vibes wise for me that was the best day. And then the next 2 days we went like a little bit later and we could not get chairs, and like it was like a little bit more like people were like in war mode, and it was still fun, but it was just the bleachers. It was the bleachers of it all. But I do still like the chair aspect for sure. Um but yeah, it was fun. I like a music festival. It's definitely like it feels like you're going to like summer camp or something for a weekend. It's like, woo, like this is really like don't sleep, don't eat, just do it on repeat. Um but it was fun, and I'm probably going to do it again this year. And I'm not even like I'll just say like Harry is coming, and that I'm not talking about this episode. No. I'm not talking about that. So um okay, another highlight was the fall party at home in PA. My family has like a fall party pretty much every year at our house, and it's always been something that I love growing up. Like I loved when we would do that, and it would be so fun, and there would be like a million kids there and like all my parents and their friends, and it was just a really fun like tradition that we had and thing that I had to look forward to growing up. And now that I'm older, it's definitely more of like a more chill vibe. I feel like before it would really be like we had like the blow ups and the band and like all that stuff, and now it's kind of just like bonfire. We're doing speaker, we're doing food, but it's still really fun. Like I don't really mind. But this year I took Grace and Sky from school and I took them home, and I was just excited about that because I feel like I would always like talk about like stuff that we did at home, and just I don't know, it's like hard to get it across, and it's never gonna be how it was when I was like young, but it was still really fun. Like it ended up, I get nervous sometimes, I think just like with my two worlds colliding, like sometimes I get nervous. I was nervous, not like extremely nervous, but I was a little scared to like take my friends home, and I just like want everyone on like both sides to be comfortable, but it is like I don't know, it's just two different lifestyles and it's different people, and my relationships with people are different, but it was fun. Like I feel like it went so well. Like my family obviously loves my friends, and I feel like my friends had fun, and yeah, we got to like just do stuff around my hometown that was fun. And then they also got to meet like my friends from home, which was nice. Some of them had met already at my birthday, but like some of them hadn't, so it was nice for them to meet my friends from home. And it was fun. It was really fun. Definitely a highlight. Just getting to like kind of like show them my home and my house and stuff. So yeah, it was really freaking awesome. And then the last thing, well, this isn't the last thing. This is the last thing before the deeper things. Was going to a cabin with Leah, which we did at like the very end of this year, like right after Christmas. We went to Ohio Pile, and then we got a cabin for one night, and that was really fun. You guys, I love a cabin. It was really fun. Like to me, it was fun. I like Leah was like, honey, I did not sleep well, but I loved it. I mean, It was really fun. Like, I don't know. I liked like going through the woods. Like, now I'm like, oh, I want to go back already and like actually go through the trails and everything they have there. But it was so fun. Like, our little cabin was so cute. And we had a hot tub, which means the world to me. So we spent time in the hot tub. We drank some strawberry wine. We made our vision boards, which I really need to get. So my vision board, it didn't fit in my suitcase, and I need my family to mail it to me. So if you're watching this, please mail it to me. Um, but whatever, we made our vision boards, and that was also in my vlog. Actually, I forgot. So I showed like a little bit of like the cabin and stuff, but it was just really fun. It was really like needed. And we watched like Overcompensating while we did that. And then we watched a movie. I think it was called like Table, was it Table 19 or Table 9 or Table 17 or something of that sort. That was like an old like an I feel like it was like an early 2000s movie. Um that was like weird and funny though. And then yeah, it was just fun. It was just like one night, but I love just like going away. Like, no matter where I go, like I'm gonna use the shower. I'm gonna use everything. I love like showering in different places. I love to experience different showers. And one shower that actually just came back to my mind the other day was Sid and Leah, if you know, you know, was the shower when they came to see Harry. Like, this was like my freshman year, but they came to see Harry, and then Sydney's family got a hotel that they were staying in. So obviously I was like, hey guys, like I'm gonna come stay in that hotel as well, due to living in a really interesting dorm situation. um and when I washed the shower at that hotel, just like meant the world to me. And I think especially at the time, it was like I had been in college for 2 weeks doing like the shared shower thing. So I obviously like, I feel like using the communal showers was just like, I might as well not be showering. Like, that's how it felt to me. So I showered there, and they had this Paul Mitchell. I forget exactly what it was called. I was actually gonna ask Sid, because I think it was like tea tree shampoo or something. And I washed my hair with it, and like, I love any product that makes my scalp or my skin feel like cold. And I was like washing my hair, and I felt so cold, and I was like, yes, 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 yes. I loved that. And I still think about it. And then Sid got me that shampoo, I think, for something. It was like my birthday or something after, um, which was everything. And yeah, love to use a shower at any place I go. Love to book an Airbnb. I just love like a little trip. I was thinking about that. Like, I like to travel, but to me, like, doing like a big trip or a long trip or something out of the country or is a lot more stressful to me. And it's just, I feel like I tend to like, I don't know, it's harder for me to just like be calm and relaxed. But that's why I love a little trip. And it doesn't like drain your bank account. It's not that far from home. It's just a little trip. There's less pressure. I'm like, I'm not worried. I don't really have like an itinerary. I'm just like, let's just go. Let's just have fun. And like, I always have the most fun. I have to close the window. It's so loud outside, but I always have the most fun on those trips where I'm just like, where I'm just not putting so much pressure on it. Yeah, love. One sec. Okay, so to get into some deeper, I feel like things that happened in 2025. I hate that I'm out of focus and I feel terrible, guys, but to be honest, like I don't know what to do about it. So yeah, some deeper things that happened last year. Let's see. I said, oh, I feel like this year I actually allowed myself to have big dreams and want things that seem unrealistic and just like feel more connected to being creative. And that is like such a huge breakthrough to me. And I know like so much of it is like cliche to be like dream big, but truly it's like all of anything that was not like, I don't know, there is just so much that like I've always wanted that always felt so incredibly like out of reach to me. And I think ever since I've just let myself want it and like actually kind of like go for certain things. Like I've just realized how it's like not, of course you have to work towards things, and but it's like there are still aspects of like your dreams that you can achieve that are not that out of reach like at all. And I think part of that is like people want you to feel like things are out of reach, whether it's because like you're a girl, or because like you're a person of color, or because you're like LGBT, or because you're like have lower income, like whatever it is, people want you to feel like you don't have a seat at the table and you'll never get there and it's not worth trying, and like people like us just don't get to do these things, and it's like, girl, shut up. Like that is so not true, and that's why like everyone is like a white man that does anything, and it's not so much anymore. I think like there things have gotten a lot better in terms of like entertainment, I think, but there's still so much work to be done. And again, like the people who are like leading these things and whatever, like it's still so dominated by like white men, and it's really because they like want people to feel like it's not even worth trying. And it is worth trying, and these things are in reach, and I think again that's part of like watching like people online and watching podcasts that are hosted by like women of color, queer people. Like it's so possible, and like people want to see like what you have to say, and people think that you're funny, and people think that like you're worth listening to, and that, and even if it's not an entertainment, obviously that's not like what everybody wants, but just speaking for myself, like anything that you want to do, like you do have a place in that. And it's, I feel like it can be so hard to know where to start, but I feel like you just have to start like wherever you can. And I don't know, it's been really nice for me to just like let myself want things instead of just internalizing like other people's opinions about it, or what I've like heard, like the perception of the things that I want from people who are ultimately insecure and hateful, etc. Like I have to release though that negative dark energy and just like do what I want, because it's like I don't desire the life that those sorts of people live, and I desire like different things for myself. And if I want that, like you have to, like anything else, like if you want change, you have to make change, like you have to change the things that you're doing. And sometimes that's easier said than done, sometimes I feel discouraged, um but even just like it doesn't all have to be, I think for me like it's hard when I'm like something's not gonna like happen overnight, but then it's like the quote or whatever that's like the time is gonna pass anyway, so just do it anyway. Like who can, I mean, the time you've already spent like 6 months not doing it, so you could have spent the 6 months just like doing it, and you would be further along than you are now. Like it's just, and it's like don't look back with regret, but just start that now. Like who really cares? Yeah, so I think in general it's just letting myself have dreams, even about like other things, which I'll talk about in my goals. This is going to be the longest episode ever, but I don't care. I decided like I'm just going to talk however long I want. Just like other things that I've always wanted that seem like, girl, what? Or like stupid, or even if it's something that I'm not good at naturally, it's like, who cares? It's a skill. Not every person that you see out there who's successful was born with that, with the talent or the skill that they now have. Like it's just a matter of working at it. And like I said, if you like it and if you're passionate about it, I think number one, you'll keep doing it. And number two, like that shows to people. I think like it's so obvious to me when someone, especially in something creative, like when someone is passionate. I want to like love what I do, and I want that to be clear to other people, because I think anything that you consume that's done with passion is like cool and fun to watch. And so yeah, it's been nice just like allowing myself, it's so hot in this room now that I shut the window, but it's been so nice just allowing myself to like want things and not talk myself out of doing things. It can be a process of you being ready to do something and just being ready to like reach that next level. So dream big, girls. Okay. Okay, this is the last like deep thing, which is like on a darker note, not really dark, but on like a less inspirational note. I just wrote that last year I had like some very like long-term friendships kind of end on like a kind of more like random, like kind of randomly, like it's not like I don't know. We don't need to get into the details, but there's really, it was weird cuz it's really like there was not like a big something that happened that like ended those friendships. But I think friendships are obviously like two-way, like a two-way street. And I think if, yeah, I don't know, I think it's the same as a relationship. It's like both people have to like want to be there and keep choosing to be there. And I don't even know exactly what the case is with like the friendships that I'm talking about, because it's weird because it's not like, I guess like with a breakup in a relationship, it's like you're both kind of saying to each other like, hey, we're not dating anymore. And that's like not what happened in the friendship. But like I think without having to speak, it's like it became clear that we all maybe had our own reasons for, I can't say that I didn't want to be there anymore, because I feel like in a lot of ways I did still want that friendship, but in some ways I felt that it was just not, we just weren't aligning in a way that we once did. And I think that's fine, but it was definitely not something that I anticipated going into the year. And it was something that I would think about like throughout the year and have a lot of different feelings about, of like sadness and sometimes like kind of like anger and frustration. But I don't know. I think I'm at a point with it now where I'm like, I'm just going to take that for what it is. And it's like, that's okay. And I think I'm just talking about it because it's like, it feels kind of like an experience in like adulthood that I haven't really had, of like a long term, like very close friendship just kind of like ending, but not, I think growing up when I would have like close friends and we would fight and then we weren't friends and we had like a blowout, and it was like always, it was like very clear whether or not we were like getting along at the moment. But I never have had a friendship of like that level of closeness just kind of like end, but like in a weird, like ambiguous way. Is that what ambiguous means? I think it is. But I was kind of just like, okay, I'm just kind of gonna take this for what it is. And like, I think what I wrote was like, I feel like it kind of let me let go of a lot of things at home that I don't want to be connected to anymore, which I think is true. Like, just for my own well being and also just for the person that I want to be and like the way that I want to grow. It's sometimes I find it hard to like grow in a certain direction when I feel like I still have attachments to certain things that maybe aren't growing in the same direction as me anymore, and like that aren't something that like me at this point in my life wants to be connected to anymore. And I'm not even like saying that in like a anyone is like bad or anything. It's just like same, I don't want to speak for them, but like probably same for them. It's just we are just growing in different directions. We want different things. We spent a lot of years being like very close, and it's just not like that anymore. And it's just like, it's just not. And I think I'm really just speaking on my own experience because it was like a weird process. It was like a weird, like, kind of adjustment to be like that's not part of my life anymore. I don't know, something happened with the camera. We're gonna ignore it. I just plugged it in and hopefully that'll do it. But I don't really remember exactly what I was saying. But basically, just to like round that off, I said that I think it kind of just also made me realize that like, well, not that I didn't know this, but I think in like a significant relationship in my life ending, I kind of had to realize that like everything doesn't have to have like an explanation, and everything doesn't have to have like closure, even though it would like, I don't know. I think sometimes closure is necessary and sometimes it's like not. I kind of feel like I can only speak for myself, but I guess in this situation it kind of could have gone either way, but I feel like I can kind of, I don't want to say justify, but like I can kind of give myself the closure that I need for now, I guess, and just know that like my life is going in a different direction and like that's okay, and I can still like wish good for people and just move on. And um I think it is just like that lesson of like people will like kind of come in and out of your life, even like people that you thought would be in your life literally forever. Sometimes they just aren't, and it's like it sucks, but I would rather it just kind of, I would rather it not end on like bad terms. Um and that's really it. I think that's like part of adulthood, and I think it's one of those things that the transition from like having a childhood friendship into an adulthood friendship, like not everything is gonna survive that. It's kind of tough because it's like every single person in that friendship is changing in so many ways, and it's like you can't really help it. And sometimes people like it works out and you're able to like continue that friendship, but sometimes you just can't, and that's fine, it's fine. Yeah, shit happens. All right, let's move into what I want to do in 2026. So I wrote that. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna read this because I wrote it, but I don't really know like how I feel about this now. But I wrote that I want to face some real things that I feel are holding me back. Which it's like, yes, but I don't know. I feel like right now, like I am like feeling good. So I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about it. Um, I guess, yeah, like I guess in some ways I've already like touched on that. Just like facing different fears along the way. But I think I also sometimes struggle to like give myself time and like let myself do things when I'm ready. I think you have to, like, I've had to learn like a balance of like pushing yourself to do things, but also not forcing yourself to do things or like talk about things or share things when like you're just not ready to. I think like, babe, you're 21, like we can, something, it's not, everything is not meant to like happen right this minute, and that's fine. I said I want to become more self-sufficient. I feel that I already am, but I want to be able to give myself even more. But also be grateful for what I have now, which is true. I think I've said like being able to be even slightly more self-sufficient has just given me more trust and confidence in myself, and I love having control over my life. Like I think I really like being an adult. There's parts of it that are hard and there's things about childhood that I miss, but I like being an adult. I always struggled as a child that other people made decisions for me and that I just couldn't do whatever I wanted. Like, oh my God, I feel like that's such like I need to talk about more about being a Taurus, because like I just feel like I am the definition of a Taurus, and I'm just like, I want to do things my way. I want to be left alone, like all of these things. I that's what I really like about being an adult. It just, I think being an adult has given me access to a whole other part of myself that just wasn't really like nurtured growing up, and that I didn't feel that I could be growing up. And it's just, I like being an adult for so many different reasons, and I think the more self-sufficient I become, I just feel like, yes, I like that. Yeah, I think also just being grateful for what I have now. I think it's easy to like want. I'm really someone who always wants more. But I have so much now to be grateful for, and I really am. I can say I think I really am. I'm grateful for a lot of things that I have now, and it's like I'm in a point in my life where I generally like my day-to-day life. of course, that's not always true, as we've seen like in vlogs. Sometimes I look like I fell off a mountain, and there's certain times of the year or whatever that's just dark, like that's really hard, and it's not always great. But I think when I really only have to reference like high school and stuff, like I hated every single day of my life pretty much in high school, to be honest. Which is a little bit of an exaggeration, but also like not. I just like absolutely hated that experience, and it was really hard for me. And so now I'm like, hey, like, like I smile and stuff. I do feel grateful for that every single day. I really do. Like that was something that every single night, like I could not wait until to have even just like my own space, to have peace, to have just enjoy my life. I just felt like I hated my life, and I feel really, really grateful now that I get to enjoy my life and that I have friends that I really love. Just to be able to say that I generally am happy in my life, I'm very grateful for that. So, yeah, but I at the same time, like I do want more. I do. And I think that's okay. I think like wanting things for yourself is good, and I just want to continue to work for them, but also like I am graduating in May, and I think it's like from this point until then really does mark like the end of a really big chapter in my life. And I really want to live in that, but I also don't want to, come the end of this semester be like, boom, I'm about to fall into a black hole. Because, well, I can probably like talk about post grad maybe in the future, but there is like so many things about it that are like scary and nerve wracking and exciting, and I'm like there are a lot of parts of it that I'm nervous about, but I don't want to go into it with the mindset of like everything's gonna suck now, because whatever, I know everyone, it's like when you have kids and everyone's like just wait, it's like I'm scared, but I know everyone's gonna have their own things to say and their own experiences with it, but hey, this is my life, and I want to go into it just being like, what the hell else am I gonna do? I have the responsibility to make my life happy and fun, and it's not always easy, and yeah, but I don't even know what made me say this, to be honest. But basically, I don't want to, in terms of gratitude, I don't want that. I don't want in May to just be like, everything sucks now. Like, there's still so much to be grateful for. And yeah, I think adulthood is nice, and it's okay to like go through phases where everything isn't perfect and things are tough and you're scared and you're discouraged, but it's like, hey, I just met you. This is crazy. Okay, oh, I also saw, which is on my vision board this year. It was like a thing on Pinterest, but it just said like everything is a win when the goal is to experience. And I love that. I think that's very true. I think as someone who has always been afraid of failure and rejection, well, actually, like yes and no. It's like that question that's like, are you more afraid of failure or success? And I almost think that for a long time I was more afraid of success. Like I was so comfortable with failure. Um, but I think you know what I mean. Like in a lot of ways I still was scared of rejection and stuff, but I think everything is a win. Like when your goal is to just experience life, and it doesn't have to be, I feel like the camera is crooked, but we've made it this far, haven't we? Is it crooked? Maybe not. I don't know. It's like an optical illusion, but yeah, like when you just want to experience things, and things don't have to be that deep, and it doesn't have to be about like who, like what are people going to say, and how much am I going to make out of this, and what's this, and is this going to be good, is it going to be successful, it's just like, is this, it doesn't matter. It's just like, just let yourself experience things, and that's a win. Even if it doesn't go the way you were hoping, even if you don't even like it that much, it's like, take it as a win. You got to experience that in your life. You only have one life, it's only so long, and you got to experience that. Check. Next. It does not have to be like so tumultuous, and like a failure sets you back 6 years. Like, of course that's easier said than done, but I think for me at least, so many things are just a matter of like my mindset, and just saying things like that to myself, like, hey, everything is me having to look at it. Everything is a win when the goal is to experience. Like, I like that. I like that. I think that's true. I think, especially in this time in my life where the future is unclear, and that is scary to me, as so I love to plan. I love to have things, lined up. But I think that's something that I've learned just living in New York, and just wanting to like have my life go in more of like a creative direction, is that like along with that does not always come planning and things working out perfectly. That's really any part of life, but I think there's certain like paths in life that you can choose that are a bit easier to like have things planned out for yourself. And hey, I love that. So cheers to whoever, does that. But I think within the choices that I have made and that I want for myself, like planning and having things go exactly how I see them is not always in the cards. But there can also be excitement to that. And like, it's very scary, but it's also exciting. And you can pick yourself back up, and things don't, like I said, I just don't think things have to be like that serious, and everything doesn't have to be life or death. And I was talking to Sky last night about this, how like if you're someone who doesn't come from a lot of money, there obviously has to be an aspect of realism and being realistic in your life, where it's like, okay, I have bills, I have things. And of course, I'm not saying like quit everything you do and like move somewhere. Like, there always has to be that aspect of like, where am I making money? How am I, but you can also like, you don't have to only live one way. I think like have the realism, but also pursue creative or more like risky things that you want, because you still have that realistic aspect of your life. But I don't even know where I was trying to take this, but I guess just like being open to things, even if it's not completely clear what that experience will look like for you. I think it can be really, really rewarding. And I think the times that I have done that, like even just coming to fashion school, it's like, baby, like that was never something that I thought I was gonna do. I was not that person that like wanted to go to fashion school my whole life. Like, but even just doing that and just like letting myself do it and meet people and be like, I don't really know, but hey, and it's just gotten me a lot of experiences and opportunities that I'm grateful for. And it led me to the point where like I'm able to kind of understand more about myself and more what I want now. And not to say I never would have got here, but if I chose to force something else because of like a plan or something, I feel like I wouldn't have been able to like allow myself to like kind of let go and figure out what it is I want, or I don't know. Hopefully that makes any sense, but everything is a win when the goal is to experience. And that's true. I think sometimes it's good to step back and be like, this is just my life. It's not like a to-do list. It's not like, how can I make the most money possible or else I'm going to die. It's like, this is my life as a person, as a human. I'm allowed to like enjoy it. I'm allowed to have fun. I'm allowed to like go off of the plan. Like, we're not robots, and we're not meant to like live by a written out plan. It's just not realistic. And I don't know. I think it's okay to do what you want as long as it's not like harmful to you. And yeah, hopefully that makes any sense. I think I had a few more. Okay. I'm on my goals now. I mean, we've already been talking about my goals, but I'm on my actual goals note. I don't even remember what I've already said, so I'm going to kind of just go through these. One of my goals is to work on my interpersonal communication skills, because I feel like as a Taurus, I kind of avoid social interaction with people that I don't already know and I'm not comfortable. If I don't know you and I'm not comfortable with you, I probably will avoid socializing with you. And I think part of just seeking out new opportunities and seeking out new friendships and relationships is just like putting yourself in more uncomfortable situations and talking to people that you might not have a lot in common with, and just learning like how to hold a conversation with someone, honestly, because I'm not the best at that. So yeah. I really want to be more intentional about like my activism and the way that I show up for things that I care about, cuz I said this like during my girls' night, but I feel like I not 100% cuz I did like a few things last year, but I think I've become someone a little bit. I've seen myself become someone who's like not doing anything about things. But if everyone is just like whatever, I'm just like an ant on this big planet and what I say doesn't matter, then nothing ever happens. And Tanner, I never remember Tanner's last name. I think it starts with a D, but you know, Tanner Tan 36 or whatever it is. Like he always says to look at that Instagram account that's like 3.5% love them, but it's really just it's like a fact. It's like if 3.5% of like a group of people gets involved in something, then change is inevitable. I don't think that's exactly what it is, but it's like it only has to be 3.5% of a group of people that actually are active about something. Obviously, more is better, but it's like it's just to show you that like it doesn't have to be every single citizen of the US like stands up about something for change to happen. And I totally understand that like feeling discouraged is like, hey, like I get it, but not everyone in the world has to be saying something for change to happen. It could just be even a little change that you see that's like, hey, we did that. And we have to keep working towards things or nothing is ever going to happen. It might not be the biggest change in the world overnight, but like small changes are wins towards a bigger goal. And I want to be more intentional about like where I'm using my time and energy. That's another part of like me getting off the internet is like spend your time doing better things. We're on the internet right now and that's beautiful. But after this, go do something better with your time. But no, I think of course everything is a balance and I love like being on YouTube and stuff, but like yeah, I think for me it's like the mindless scrolling is such a waste of time and it's hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's like what if you went to a soup kitchen? It's like, what if you like just like went to your local protest for 20 minutes? Like do anything. I think posting is, whatever, sure. I think that posting is not nothing. I think so many people are on their internet. So much of our information is from the internet. So it's not useless. But I think only posting an infographic like once a month is like, I don't know. It's not like, yeah, I think there's more intentional work to be done. And so I encourage you to like even look into one or two things you can do this year. For me, too, I really want to volunteer this year. Especially now that I have I guess when school starts that might change, but I have a little more off time, and especially once I graduate, like yeah, having more control over your life. Like you do have more control over where your time is spent. And I would love to volunteer more and like wherever I end up living, like I would love to be involved in that community and just like know my neighbors and care about people and show up for people. And I want that so bad. And that means that I have to do it and be a part of it. And I would love to. So yeah, I think that's a big goal of mine this year. I want to do more crafts, create more art. I kind of said that in my vlog a little bit, but just like do a little craft, do a scrapbook. Like I never do that anymore, and I used to do scrapbooking and stuff more often, and now I'm always just like, what's the point? Like what? But it's like, what's the point of scrolling on Reels though? Like do a craft, okay? And those are things that you actually will like to look back on one day and you will like to have, and you're not gonna like it's just do things, just do a craft, okay? I'm not even here to convince you. Kind of already talked about this, but just taking more chances with opportunities or ideas or projects that excite me. Really want to exile AI from my life, which I think I already have done in significant way, and it's not perfect because I hate freaking the Google Gemini stuff that's like you kind of don't have a choice. I keep putting minus AI after all my searches, but sometimes I forget. But just making more of a conscious effort to not use AI. We all know AI is bad and it's whatever. I would like to keep reading. Last year my goal was to read 3 books. I read 2. I'm really not the biggest reader in the world. But I like when I get into a good book, and it's really nice to get into a good book. It's kind of hard for me to get attached to something, to be honest, in terms of a book. But I would like to continue and just read, okay? And that's really it. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to touch on, even though I've been here for like 2 hours. Okay, I also will say, something that I last year like wanted to like put more effort into was like dating. And did I go on one date? But like whatever. It's like I tried to do the dating apps, and I just, I think it was fine. Like it was something that I wanted to do, so I did it, and it was fine. But I don't know. This could be a whole other episode, but I have such a hard time with like online dating. I don't know. I have such a hard time like connecting with people. I just would prefer to meet people in person. There's so many times where like I'll be in person and I'm just like I'm not meeting people in a romantic way in person, but even just like people that I meet like at work or like friends where I'm like I genuinely think like if this were like a dating thing, like I would have never like chosen like to this person, like I would have never expected to enjoy this person's company, but I do because I met them in person. But that's what's so hard about online. I just don't it's so hard for me to date online. I don't know. I'm like I don't know. That's still something that I'm like I don't know. I kind of once again like lost interest in dating again. And for some reason, like the beginning of the year always makes me like want to be in a relationship. I don't know what that is. I really don't know. But it's just like, yeah, I mean, we could do a whole episode about why that kind of hope has been lost. But yeah, I don't know. Not to end off on like this depressing note, but that's something I just wanted to talk about. It's just like I did try that out of my comfort zone because I really exiled the idea of dating out of my life for a long time. But I mean, I tried it and it's just like, okay. I'm kind of just fine with what I'm doing right now. I don't know. I'm kind of fine with what I'm doing right now. So that's that on that. Everything is a win when the goal is to experience. Thank you for watching. This was probably 6 hours long, but I haven't talked to you guys in forever, and I'm really, really, really glad to be back. I'm really glad I did this episode. Thanks for watching. Comment. Guys, please like these videos and comment. I know it's like stupid, but it does like make me happy because I spend a lot of time on them. So I would love if you liked and stuff, and you can tell your friends about it. You can post about it, okay? I will at some point, but feel free to do that if you'd like. Just randomly post about my podcast. Me just asking people to promote my podcast, like perfect. And I'm really excited about this year. It's gonna be fun. I love you guys, and please be my friend. Let's hang out. Let's go swimming. Let's go golfing. See you soon.